In this video, we're going to talk about if you have less time to go to the gym, how can you work out to maximize your results within the gym? And what can you do and what is important? Not all of us have 6 days, 5 days a week, 4 days a week to work out. A lot of us have lesser time, whether that's you have kids to where you have to be at home with the kids all day, or you have to work 2 jobs to provide your kids for your kids, or you're in school and you work, so you don't have a lot of time to go to the gym, or whatever it is. Not all of us have a lot of time to dedicate to the gym, especially if you're a beginner, because you have to learn a whole lot of things. So, what can we do going to the gym or having less time, less days available to go to the gym, in the gym? Now, what's more important, or what is important when you have less time, is quality. The quality of your workouts matter the most, meaning in the form of intensity. Because if you're working out it's going to be hard for you to actually get results that you want, because you got your back against the wall. Your back is already against the wall with having less time. But it cannot be by having or working out with a tremendous amount of intensity. You can have 2 people. Let's say somebody goes to the gym 5 days a week, but they're working out half-ass. They're sitting on their phone 5 minutes in between sets. They're only doing 2 sets per muscle group. They're not pushing themselves. They're using lighter weight. So when you're using lighter weight, now you're not stimulating your muscles enough for them to grow. And they're working out 5 days a week. Then versus you have somebody working out 2 to 3 days a week, but they're pushing themselves to the complete max. They're pushing themselves to the complete max. They're not bullshitting. They're not talking to their friends in the gym in between sets for 10 minutes. And they're using heavier weight. So that by them using heavier weight, they are stimulating their muscles enough for them to grow at the best or the most optimum way it can. Who's going to build more muscle, or who's going to get to their goals faster? The person that is working less days but being more efficient or the workouts are more, what's the word I'm looking for? More better, because the person is pushing with intensity. So intensity matters a lot. It's hard to build something half-assed. Let's say if I'm building a building, how strong is the building going to be? If I'm building the building half-assed, it's going to collapse because it's not that strong. So the same thing goes with the workouts. The intensity has to be there. You really have to be pushing yourself to get the most quality workouts as possible. So now, what does intensity look like? Very first thing, is after you learn form, after you learn the correct form, because the form is important. If you're already working out or going to the gym with less days, so proper form is going to be more important it's already important, but from the beginning it's going to be more important than ever, because you want to actually target the muscle that you want to work out on with proper form. Because if you don't do proper form, now your mind and muscle connection is not there, and then you're not going to build muscle. Not going to. So after you get the form out the way, go on YouTube, look on YouTube, whatever exercise you're doing, and the form and how you do it. And then now after that, what does intensity look like? A lot of people don't really push themselves. And you'll know if you're not pushing yourself. If you're doing a workout and you get to the point to where you feel like you're about to have the ugly face. We all know the ugly face. When you feel like the point where you're about to struggle, you stop. That's not pushing yourself. It's not. Because every time a person stops right before the workout begins, you're not really building anything. It's because the first couple of sets, the first couple of reps that we're doing, our body could handle that. That's why we don't feel the acid building up in our muscles. So if I'm doing a bicep curl and the first 8 I can do, and then once it starts getting tough, I stop. I'm not doing anything as far as I'm not tearing down any muscle so it could build back. I'm not challenging myself because I can handle that. I just stopped before the workout actually began within the set. So if a person is working out with a lot of intensity, really pushing themselves, and they get to the eighth rep, and it's about to start burning, but the person keeps going, feels that burn and that struggle, and takes all of that just pain and push past it for their set. Those last 4 sets those last 4 reps mean more than the first 8 reps that you did. Because now the last 4 reps that took you that you couldn't handle, now you're giving your body a reason for the muscle to be built. Because our body adapts to that. That's why if a person is doing bicep curls with 20 pounds, and then they get to the 8th rep, and then the last 4, it's really hard to do. 2 weeks of that, now when the person gets to, when the person gets to the 8th rep for that person doing bicep curls for 2-3 days a week for 2 weeks, now the body got stronger from you pushing it. So it's going to be easier. That's why we need a progressive overload to add 5 pounds. So moral of the story is that's how intensity looks like. You need to be pushing yourself past what your body can handle and really diving deep into that set with your all. And by you doing this, and then the fact that you have less time to work out, 2-3 days a week, you're going to, over the course of a month, 2 months, 3 months, your body is going to respond as if you worked out 4 or 5 days a week from you really pushing yourself with maximum amount of intensity. How many reps and sets should we do? So if you're doing 2 to 3 days a week, you should be aiming around the rep range between 10 to 15, because around this rep range is the set is long enough for you to experience time under tension, and then the weight is heavy enough for you to not get injured, and for the weight to be heavy enough for you to stimulate muscle growth. So 10 to 15 reps is where you want to be. And then other things like your diet has to be really on point. Your diet has to be on point. I have other videos you can check out about diet. So go through the content and see videos about that. But your diet has to be on point, because now you're working out less throughout the week. So now your diet really has to be on point because you're going to the gym less. So that's less opportunities for you to burn calories if you're in the weight loss. So it has to be on point. So to go over this video, because I don't want it to drag out, intensity matters a lot. The last couple of reps of each set matters more than the beginning, because those are the reps that challenges your body for your body to grow whatever muscles you're working out on. So You need to really push yourself with each and every rep and set. That's after, of course, you learn form. So get your form down pat. And then your diet really has to be on point. For it's about quality. It's not about quantity. We want to move with the utmost quality when it comes to having less time. Then you want to make sure that your diet is on point. You're going to make sure that your diet is on point. How you do this? I always say start weighing your food, start understanding food portions, start counting calories, making sure you're in a calorie deficit to be as accurate as possible. You can't guess. No, nobody can guess. If you're a person that's new to counting calories, you have no idea what portion size look like. So, to be more accurate on your diet, count your calories. That's going to give you the most accurate way to make sure that you're in a calorie deficit. And also, the last thing, when you're in the gym, you want to make sure that you're doing 3 to 4 sets with 10 to 15 reps per exercise, because this is going to be long enough for you to experience time and attention. So the workout is going to be long enough for you to break down the muscle tissue, and the weight is going to be heavy enough for you to break down the muscle tissue as much as possible with a heavy weight. So it's a perfect medium. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to post another video on this screen, and this video is talking about one major change that I made to speed up my weight loss journey, to get the body that I wanted. And I know it's a mistake that you're probably making. So check that video out. And I do personalized coaching, so you can email me in the description below. And if you have any questions, just email me and I'll answer them. And I am out.